So girls, today I will explain you about cell. We will revise cell, different kind of cells, what are two different kind of cells, and about reproduction. Okay, so two different kind of cells. When I say first tell me what is a cell? Tell me what is a cell? Anybody? Dana and Judy?
Is a small living thing.
It is the smallest unit of a living thing. It is the smallest unit of a living thing. Okay. Can I say the cell is present in a rock?
No. No. No.
When I'm talking about the smallest thing in the non-living thing, I will speak about atom. I'll never speak about cell. Understood? So in general, okay, cells are of two kinds. Cells are of two kinds. Tell me what are the two kinds? One, I can say the cell is divided to unicellular, which have only one cell. Organisms are divided into unicellular, that have only one cell. And some organisms.
Why are cells so small? When cells are small,
they are multicellular. That means more than one cell. When they are single cell, when an organism is made up of single cell, you would have remember I have shown you in the lab. Amoeba, single cell, or bacteria. Usually bacteria are single cell. Animals and plants like us, we all are multicellular. So when it is single cell, they're called as prokaryote. Called as prokaryote. It was already done last year. The whole year we studied about prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And this was about that. And if not, if they're multicellular, they're called as eukaryotes. Okay? So we have two things. We have prokaryotes and we have
Eukaryotes.
Eukaryotes. All right. Now, what is the difference between prokaryote and eukaryote? Okay, one cell in prokaryote and eukaryote, they have many cells. How about the DNA? You know that DNA is present in every cell. It is also present in prokaryote. It's also present in eukaryote. But here in one cell, the DNA, the cell do not have nucleus. So DNA is in cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. But when you compare, in eukaryote, the DNA is in nucleus. I hope you remember that we have done an activity in the class where I have put some flour into the bag and we close it. The corners were the cell membrane. The sticky substance inside was cytoplasm. And I put many things inside that show the organelles of the cell. You remember, girls, that activity?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Continue.
Any point inside the cell is close to the cell's surface. This makes it easy to transport nutrients and waste in and out of the cell. The quick transport of materials makes the cell efficient. When a cell is small, it has a large surface area and a small volume inside. Another way to say this is that the ratio of the cell's surface area to its volume is large. Click the labels to learn more about surface area and volume.
Simple surface area. I have given an example of a carrot. When your mother cut carrot into small pieces, it has more surface area and it is cooked fast because it is the pieces are exposed more to the surrounding. That's what they say. The cell has more, so the smallest cell has more surface area.
There are two major types of cells, eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. A eukaryotic cell has membrane-bound organelles and a nucleus that contains the cell's DNA. A prokaryotic cell does not have membrane-bound organelles and does not pack its DNA into a nucleus. This is a eukaryotic cell. How do we know that? It has membrane-bound organelles and a nucleus. Plants and animals are examples of eukaryotes. Click the cell.
Membrane-bound organelles. It has a cell membrane with organelles inside. But when you compare to eukaryotic, you don't have organelles. They are not in one place. That's why what you call as the DNA is in the cytoplasm is lying everywhere around the cell. But here it is membrane bound. Which one? The eukaryotic. So it is inside the nucleus. The major difference, girls. The prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic is single cell. Eukaryotic is multicellular. In prokaryotic, the DNA is in cytoplasm. In eukaryotes, the DNA is in the nucleus.
Parts to learn more about the parts of a eukaryote. This is a prokaryotic cell. It doesn't have a nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotic cells are usually much smaller than eukaryotic cells. Bacteria are examples of prokaryotes. Click the parts of the prokaryotic cell to learn more about them.
Girls, what did I say? Prokaryotic, you can see the DNA is just here. It's never inside the nucleus. You have a cell membrane and even the DNA is in the cytoplasm. You can see these hair-like structure around. These are flagella. It helps the cell to move. It helps the bacteria to move. Usually bacteria are single cell.
Can you label the parts of this eukaryotic cell? Drag each label to its correct place on the diagram.
Can you girls? Where is the cell membrane?
Okay.
And where is the nucleus? Tell me this one, the last one here. The last one.
Cell membrane.
Okay. And then the middle.
Nucleus.
Nucleus. Okay. 1 minute. Correct. What is this blue color? Blue color and pink color?
Organelles.
Oh, that's very good. And the
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm.
Every cell is surrounded by a cell membrane. The cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance in which the cell's organelles sit. In eukaryotic cells like this one, the cell's DNA is contained within the cell's nucleus. Now, let's see if you can use your knowledge about cells to determine which of these things are made up of cells and which are not. Drag the images to the correct box.
Okay. What do you think is made up of cell and what is not made up of cells? Ishan, can you just tell me, dog? Made of cells or not made of cells? Dana, come on. Dog.
Dog made of cells.
All right. Cars.
Not made of cells.
Mountains.
Not made of cells.
Pen and paper.
Not made of cells.
Flower.
Not made of cells.
Made of cells. Flower is a living organism. Living thing.
Okay.
Trees. Made of cells.
Made.
House.
Not made of cells.
Human being.
Made of cells.
Living things are made of cells. Non-living things like plastic, bricks, rocks, and metal are not made of cells. Do prokaryotic cells have a nucleus? Click yes or no.
Tell me yes or no. Prokaryotic cell. To have
No.
no.
Correct. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. The word prokaryotic comes from the Greek words pro, meaning before, and karyon, meaning kernel. So, prokaryotic means before kernel. You've learned a lot about the characteristics of cells. Before we finish, let's take a quick look at the main points you covered. The cell theory has 3 basic parts. All organisms are made up of 1 or more cells. Cells are the basic unit of life. All cells come from other cells. All cells share certain parts. All cells have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, organelles, and DNA. Eukaryotic cells have membrane-bound organelles and a nucleus that contains DNA. Plants and animals are examples of eukaryotes. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. Instead, DNA and organelles float freely in a prokaryote's cytoplasm. Bacteria are examples of prokaryotes. Those cells may seem small and insignificant. Without them, neither you nor any other living organism would exist. Now that you've finished this lesson, if you wish, you can go back and review.
So did you just review about the cell, girls? Did you understand something? I think we did this last year, but you all forgot because it was 1 year that we couldn't revise about it. But it's a very important part of science. That's why I revised everything there. Okay. Any other questions you have? Questions you have, girls? That's it. End the meeting now. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Thank you, girls. Have a nice day.